Good morning, everyone. My name is Orwa Joseph, a trainer with Africa 118 for Global Digital Skills Program. Together with me is our moderator, Evans Rabare, who will be interacting with us at the chat box. So feel free to introduce yourself and let us know where you are joining us from and some of your expectations for today's session. And we will be sharing about job searching online. And, during the time that we will be sharing about job searching online, we have splitted this particular main topic into three agendas. And then during the whole of our discussion, the first agenda, we will be sharing how to use search engine to find jobs. Secondly, on how to utilize job search platforms effectively. Lastly, we will be sharing on how you can understand job post. So during the last agenda of understanding job post is just to give you some tips on how to identify the exact jobs that are changing and be able to understand a job posting, in its nature, to go through its job description and be able to learn about how to pick out the main point from the job description, be able to compare them with the skill set that you have even before you think of applying for that particular job. And lastly, be able to identify the job application process, and then you put down your application letter. So that will be in summary. That is exactly what we'll be sharing with us today. So if you're joining us now, let us know where you are joining us from, and feel free to share some of your thoughts on on what show you feel around the job search. So before we just dive into our session, just reminder that you are joining us now. Use the chat button, introduce yourself, let's know where you are joining us from, and our moderator Evans will be taking care of your questions and taking care of your concerns at the chat box, even as we learn together. So, good people, let's carry forward. Let's carry forward and see now what we have to learn today. Great. Now, so even as we proceed to dive deeper into our first agenda of today, I have a question for all of us. What role do you want to have in 5 years' time? What exactly role do you want to have in 5 years' time? Feel free to share with us at the chat box. Let us know as a person which role do you want to have in the next 5 years. Um, for my case, in the next 5 years, I'm thinking of becoming a computer network engineer, and I've been working around that. So trying to take some courses here and there, and I'm trying to see if I can get some jobs around computer networking and even get exposure around it, so that in the next 5 years I can become a computer network engineer. That is my desire. I don't know from your end what exactly is your desired role in the next 5 years. So feel free to share with us at the chat box, and really be much glad to get to learn from each other and understand our nature and what exactly we want to be. Susan Karimba joining from Gong. Good to have you, Susan. Great to have you. How is the weather at Ngong? And how is everything there? Feel free to share with us your thoughts around that, Susan. But we are glad you are here so that we can learn together. It's great to have you in the call. So let's proceed and dive deeper into using search engine to find jobs as our first agenda, using search engine to find All right, Susan Kaimba is and Kalundi, I would love to be a top journalist. Thanks, Susan, for sharing. That is Anne. Thanks, Anne Kalundu, for sharing that. And all the best in your endeavor to be a top journalist. You could maybe share with us what exactly are you doing now in order to achieve that. What exactly are you doing now in the ground? Yeah, and in the ground there. What are you doing exactly to let you become a top journalist? So Susan also sharing it is raining sana huku. Oh, rains are blessings. You need to take care of yourself. Make sure you keep warm. Wear warm clothes, and also you can grab a cup of tea or coffee. You keep yourself warm and active, so that you don't sleep during this particular time of our session because there is a lot we need to discuss together. Great. So as we dive deeper into our first agenda of the day, using search engine to find jobs, I would wish us to get to hear from you. How do you currently find or hear about jobs? How do you currently find or hear about jobs? I believe there still exist several ways through which a person can still hear and find jobs in today's or in the current days. So some still goes to newspapers. There you can also go online job boards, and even recommendation from friends. We have adverts, apps, so feel a lot. So feel free to share with us. How do you currently find to hear about jobs? How do you currently find to hear about jobs? Feel free to share with us your thoughts. We'll be waiting to look at them so that we get to hear about you too. How do you currently find or hear about jobs? Good. Let's move on. Keep your thoughts, keep your answers coming, keep sharing, keep engaging our moderator at the chat box so that we may proceed now. Searching for jobs can be an overwhelming and experience. Okay, and taking first step can be challenging too. And searching for jobs using the internet, although maybe doubting initially, is a fast, easier way. In this session, we will be helping you learn where to begin in your job search um, uh, quest as you are trying to search for jobs and get to hear about jobs, also be able to apply for those particular jobs. Research findings suggest that 20% of world workforce change jobs each year. Over half use the internet to look for employment. A global study from Boston Consulting Group and the Recruit Works Institute report that one-third of these job changers rated internet job site as most effective for finding positions. So BCG and Recruit Works Institute surveyed more than 13,000 job seekers from 13 countries whose population represents 59% of the roughly 3 billion people employed worldwide. This was about in 2014 job search experience. So, a report from LinkedIn, a global talent trends of 2015 explains 60% of people used to look for new jobs are online job search platforms. And then you realize that from that particular report too, 56% use social professional networks and 50% are recruited through word of mouth. So this large percentage figure suggests that job searching platforms play a major part in people's employment success. So, have you ever used a search engine to find maybe jobs? Have you ever used maybe job platforms to get to hear about jobs and apply for them? Feel free to share with us your experiences even as we proceed with our discussion of today. How to discover jobs with search engine. Very easy. With three steps, you can do a search, filter, and save. And you're done. So search engines like Google App, Google Go, or Chrome offer features to help you structure and filter through work opportunities. These features include customizable job search, allowing you to filter the job to best suit your profile. Explore nearby listings, which allows you to identify accessible opportunities. Lastly, be able to save the listings in case you'd like to apply for that particular job later. So these functions are designed to help job seekers identify the best possible opportunity in an efficient way. Well, let's move on and look at the benefits of using search engines as a job seeker to find jobs. So search engine identify and collect thousands, even more of jobs adverts across the world, meaning you can find opportunities you didn't even know existed or you are not aware of. You can look at jobs in other countries too, or you can find jobs in one place, or you can get jobs in your locality. So search engines provide you with a quicker, faster way and easier to do your search. You can access a wealth of information about the company, hiring managers, recruitment process, similar jobs, tasks are included, even skills required, among other things. So Google and other search engines do the hard work for you so you can find jobs with ease. So don't worry about trawling newspapers and looking at companies individually when the search engine collects everything for you. You could imagine before the internet came and you get a job advert on a newspaper and you have never even heard about this company and you are supposed to apply. So it used to take a lot of time for you to actually come to learn about where is this particular company, what is the culture of that particular company, what exactly do they do, or maybe what are other people saying about them. That information was quite pretty hard to get. You could maybe start using yellow pages to try to see if they have printed their names as companies in those particular yellow pages. Try to find out if you can get some contact there, and maybe if you can contact them. It was quite a hard task, but with search engines and the power of internet, this information finding mission has been simplified for us and made easier. Great. So, how do you do search online? There are some key phrases that you need to use while searching online. It doesn't matter the type of search you'll be doing, but this include searching for jobs. So key phrases enable you to find jobs more effectively when using search engine. Some phrases to consider while using search engine, for example, and finding for jobs, it could be location. So I might be searching for jobs near Limuru, or jobs in Nairobi, or specifically job in Mombasa, or jobs in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. I can even search for jobs in Lagos and be able to see them. Another phrase could be job title, salesperson, ICT personnel, IT support officer, medical nurse, medical doctor, clinical officer. That's just examples of some job titles that you can use. Another key phrases that you need to include is maybe the industry and the sector in which you want to get a job in. Also, you could also include job roles and tasks. Also, you can think of any other more and feel free to share with us at the chat box. Before we move on with our discussions, I want to pause now to get some of our questions and reactions, and then we shall dive into utilizing job search platforms effectively. So before we do that, if you have any question, please feel free to share with us, and we will be much glad to get to learn from you. Susan, coming from Gong, thanks. Want to be a journalist, and I still remember that. Right, Mimi Wangalia Brighter. Thanks, Susan, for sharing uh, your experience with us, meaning when you want to get for jobs, Susan always checks on Brighter Monday. So great, great guys. So keep your comments coming. If you have any questions, feel free to put it down at the chat box. We'll be able to move together even as we learn. So let's move on and look at how you can utilize job search platforms. Utilizing job search platforms effectively. So what job search platforms do you currently use? What job search platforms do you currently use? Great. All right. I've actually looked at our reactions, and Susan mentioned she has used Brighter Monday. Yeah, that is exactly one of the job search platforms. So feel free if you have an experience with any job search platforms, feel free to share with us. Let's get to learn some of the job search platforms you have been using to search for jobs. So that we can learn together. So as we wait for your thoughts and sharing about job search platforms, may I just to let you know that job search platforms or job boards are websites which showcase many different jobs from different companies in one area. As we'll discover, you can find and apply to jobs, set up profile, and hear about the latest opportunity and as when they arise. Okay, Philemon Oyode, I use Choberman. Thank you so much, Philemon Oyode, for sharing your insights. You are using Choberman. Thanks, Philemon Oyode. Let us know where you are joining us from and your experience with Joberman. We'll be much glad to learn also from you what are some of the experiences with Joberman while you are using it. So let's look at some examples of job search platforms. So actually some have been mentioned by us, but let's take a look at them. So there are many job search platforms. These are just some of most popular platform people use today. Similar to search engines, these platforms offer various filter options such as location, industry, and job function. Jobs in Ghana is one of the leading recruitment websites in Ghana, matching job seekers with jobs and employers with qualified candidates through the internet. It offers premier recruiting services for several companies and thousands of job seekers who use that particular platform. So if you are in Ghana or you tend to get some openings in Ghana, this is a platform that you need to consider. You can have a look at it and see what it has to offer you as a job seeker. Second example is Choberman. This was also mentioned in examples by Philemon Oyode that he used that's an experience with Joberman. So Joberman is a main source for jobs in Nigeria, and also offer vacancies in Ghana. Search and find your next job. With Jobberman, you can actually search and find for your next career path from leading recruiters and employers. The website contains articles on career advice from industry experts. Job listings featured on the website include accounting, construction, healthcare, human resources, and legal sector. It has filters features, so you can filter the jobs by salary, location, and the type of job. Great. So you can consider Jobberman if you are in Nigeria and Ghana, or if you are anywhere and you want to get to learn some of the job openings in Nigeria. So actually, it's not a crime to know these particular jobs, even if you don't want actually to get a job in those particular countries. But you can have a look at those job search platforms and look at the most openings or most industry that are posting jobs. It can give you a clue as a person that a certain kind of industry has a lot of opening maybe this season, and that one could position you as a person to look at what exactly do you need to do with the skills you have at that particular time. So apart from these tools being good for us to get jobs and that we can apply for, but it's also a source of information that can allow us to get some insight and be able to position ourselves to remain relevant in the job industry. The next one is LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is a professional social media. It also serves as a job search platform. The good thing, it is used globally. So functions, it has functions similar to social media platforms like Facebook. So you can connect with other professionals, post updates, share and like content, and instant message other users too. Your profile becomes a resume complete with work experience, accomplishment, recommendations, and referrals from colleagues. You can use such and apply for jobs, sharing your profile, which can act as a resume. Great. So let's move on and look at some of job search platforms that still exist. As we mentioned, there are so many. We were only mentioning some few that people use today. We mentioned that such as search engine, these platforms offer various filter options, including location, industry, and job functions. Another example of job board is Fuzu. Fuzu is a job board in Kenya and is kind of spreading its services across East Africa. Their desire is to go maybe into all of Africa. So it's also another source of job search platforms available online. And also we have CareerJet. So with CareerJet, it's a job search engine which maps a rich selection of jobs offering available on the internet in one extensive database. It was founded in South Africa, and this is one of the platforms that you can always visit. Even if you don't want to apply for jobs in South Africa, you can still get opportunities in other locations. Then we have Indeed. Indeed is one of the most popular job search sites in the world with over 250 million unique visitors every month. This is just another example of job search platforms that is worldwide. Well, people, so let's move on. Having shared about job search platforms, let's look at now how you can create a job seeker account in these particular job search platforms. More than often, online job platforms will ask you to create an account. So you will be asked to enter details such as your email address and name or your address. You can opt to get emails related to job opportunities. It may be worth creating a separate email just for your job search. This way you can create separation and prioritize emails that come especially to that particular email. What is the point here? Is that when you actually subscribe to these particular job search platforms, they tend to give you updates. When you say yes, you need to receive the updates. And sometimes they could be overwhelming, and sometimes as they come, you might miss a notification of an opportunity that was important for you. So sometimes you could decide, in order for you to keep track of your job search endeavor or request, you can create a separate email just for job search. Yes, so you can have another email that you use to like register on this particular job search platforms. So once you do that, then you will be able to actually prioritize on the emails that comes to that particular email, because when you see an email there, you will be pretty sure that this is about a job notification. So pick a platform which you feel comfortable using and has relevant opportunities for you. That way, you can avoid creating various accounts on different platforms. Great. So let's move forward and look at how you can create a job seeker account. So as we mentioned, that more than often job seeker account will like prompt you to have an account within that particular platform for you to fully participate. So most job search platforms have a similar process to creating a work search account. So find the sign up through the job post you have identified or through the platform landing page. When you look at get the sign up, press at that particular button. So job sites will ask you for personal information to create an account profile. This includes email, name, contact details, and a password to protect your account. You will then be asked to include experience related details like qualifications, work history, and availability. Once you're done all the above, you can create an account. You can opt in to receive notifications from the job search platform. So, filling in your experience in details is an effective way to stand out, because remember, your qualifications and experience help strengthen your candidate's profile. So when people actually visit that particular site, it's not always the job seekers alone. Sometimes potential employers and recruiters could go through the job search accounts and have a preview of candidates' profiles. So if you have a profile that is complete, this will give you a chance to get notified and maybe get connections to be invited to an interview or get connection to do some tasks. Great. So as we mentioned that with job search, there is always an option for you to get notifications. So you can opt to receive notification from the job search platform for new and relevant opportunities. This will help you discover roles that fit your candidate profile. Most job platforms offer this functionality, and you can actually utilize it so that you are not in a crisis or every time visiting the job search platform just to find if there is a new job posting or there is an opening updated. You can choose and filter your searches and get to manage on how you want to get notification. This could be based on a frequency of daily, weekly, or monthly, or in 2 weeks' time, and maybe it could be on a specific industry or job sector. All right. So let's do some crazy search using search engine. So you can open your Google search, type in jobs near me, put in some keywords. Remember we mentioned about key phrases in our previous slides. So you can use them now. Put in some keywords if you're familiar with the type of role you will be maybe applying for. It could be sales and marketing near me or teaching opportunities near me. So do jobs near me, and then you can save the posting, and also optionally set alerts for similar jobs to get instant daily or weekly settings. It is very much easy to use search engine to search for jobs. So think of a search engine as the gate to finding job opportunity. Finding work opportunities are easy, but not all the roles you find suit you. There are many factors like location, job function, and pay that may affect your decision. Have you ever found a job opening online and you look at the pay and you say, no, I won't apply for this? Or maybe, if you're coming, majority of us joining us from Kenya as Island, what happens if you get a very nice job and you just realize that this opening is in a location that is quite dry, maybe in a desert? Sometimes there could be a good job opportunity, but it is from within a cold area, so that an area that is temperatures are a bit low. Let's say Lumuru, for example, and you find that your health condition cannot allow you to stay in cold area. Then that one will be like a block for you, a condition for you to reject that offer and not even to apply for it. So as we proceed, let's look now. We have just looked at how you can search for jobs using the search engine. Let's also take an example on how we can do job searching using job search platforms. So there is some similarities between search engine and job search. So most job search sites offer filter features such as salary, location, and the type of job that you want to apply for. CareerJet is another broadly used job search platform founded in South Africa. It maps the vast section of job offerings available on the internet in one place. CareerJet uses smart agents running on a cluster of network computers that scan the web and identify job listings on the internet. So with job search, example CareerJet, you can do the search, do the filter, and browse and to find more other job openings within that particular club. Great. So before we proceed, let me take a short break and we'll be coming to discuss how to authenticate job posts and take a look if you have any questions coming that we may be able to look at them. Oh, thanks, Guy. I can see your interaction. You are putting down your comments. It's good to learn from you. Okay, Philemon Ojos coming from North Niger. Thanks for coming. It's great to have you. Yes, Krishna Adesh, I like to see the family grow today with our Niger bro coming along. Thanks, Krishna. It's great. We can see our families growing. So let us be generous enough to be inviting our friends and people just to come so that we learn together and share the digital skills and get to hear some of your experiences. Maybe you attended one of our sessions, you went and implemented some aspect of what we learned, you had some challenges, or you had some good experience. It is time to come back so that we can share and get to learn from you. So let's move on and see on how we can authenticate job posts. Great. All right. Have you ever found a job online and you are like, is this real? Is this real? Okay. So in order to remain secure online, you need to create your personal way of authenticating jobs. You cannot find the perfect way or the exact one, but you need to have some mechanism through which you do your audit and confirm if any opening posted online is authentic. So how do you do this? So make sure before you make a decision to apply for that particular job, try to do some background checks. Check for credible online presence of that particular organization that have posted for that particular job. Just ensure that they exist online. This could be with today's technology, a company hiring. If they don't have a website, then they must be having even a social media profile. This could be LinkedIn, a Facebook page, or they could even be in Twitter. So try to check for credible online presence. When we mention credible, is that from that online presence, these people have mentioned who they are. They've given a description of themselves online. There is a location where they exist, and also there are some contact details through which you can contact them. In addition to that, try to find out what other people who have worked for them are saying about them. And this one you can even search for their names if you did get online and just find out some comments around people that have interacted with that organization. So the post should have an online presence. This could be a company website or a social media page, as I mentioned. And then verify company's location on Google Maps. You can try to search for that particular company on Google Maps and try to see if from Google Map you can locate them. Why? In today's current generation, for somebody to have an office, the most likely thing that these people will do is try to create an online presence for this particular company that they own. And one of them could be adding their location on Google Maps so that people who want to visit their business or their offices can get an easy navigation to that particular premise. So verify the company's location on Google Maps. So just a piece of advice, don't apply for anonymous employers' job listings. Why? With that particular respect and glory that always come to an organization to be able to hire, why do you decide to go anonymous employer? Why? What exactly are you hiding? So always be very careful. Do not apply for anonymous employers, job listings. There is always flags related to them. And if possible, check job forums and references of the candidates who have applied to the same company in the post. And this one, you need to take it home. And I'm stressing this. You shall have wasted your time traveling to jobs for interviews, jobs that you struggled to apply for, and they never existed. If you go online, a lot of things takes place online. But as a person who have attended this particular session, use the tips that we have just shared to allow you authenticate a job post. Great. Having mentioned that, let us see how you can filter and identify a job opportunity. If you're a person and you are searching for a particular job, go to your search engine and identify one career opportunity using Google search engine. And then identify the job description. So when we mention identifying job opportunity here, we are bringing to you that once you have carried out your audits and checks, now you come back to look at the job opening that, okay, this opening has been advertised by maybe Safaricom, right? Then these are the skills. You have confirmed that Safaricom exists. You have tried to go through their websites and look at the job posting site, exactly that job posting is there. Okay. So you are pretty much sure that this job is authentic. Now you come back to the job itself and be able to find, filter, and learn about this particular job. So with the search engine, once you identify the career opportunity, identify the job description and read the job description. All right. Sometimes it's quite wordy, and majority of us will look at the job title. We start reading first two lines of job description. We jump into how to apply, all skills needed, and then we are doing our application. The job descriptions will give you some insight of that will make you um, give you it will give you some insight to allow you make an informed decision of whether to apply for that particular job or not. Majority of us have fallen victim of just applying for job without going through the job description, and when you get the employment, you realize that there is a lot for you to chew, and maybe the pay is small, and you find yourself complaining the job industry. Then you are being rated as an employee who is not performing, and just because there are some things you didn't pick well. So identify the job description, read, understand it. And then after going through the job description and you'll find that you are able to perform and do that particular task. But again, you don't need to be able to do everything in the job description. Always, oh, my mentors always tells me if you can do the 50%, then the other percent you can always be able to learn in the job. But again, you can try to look at the description and weigh out if you have the skill set, then be able to apply for that particular job. And next, list how to apply for that particular job. Be able to list down how to apply so that you don't miss it or get disqualified just because you did not use the proper application method that was indicated. Some job descriptions or indicates that in order for you to apply for that particular job, you need to send an email to a specific email address, copy it to maybe two more people, and also send a physical application letter through post or physically dropping them into their offices. And some application has indicated that only send your cover letters, only cover letters. And some indicates only share your CV, share your CV alone. So you need to go and learn on how to apply for that particular job. Great people. So I want to pause now to get some questions, if any, before we move on and proceed. So Philemon Oyoze, sorry, but in Niger, most guys from South love to do people to pay for jobs not existing. Exactly. So that one could also be another flag. Thanks, Philemon Oyoze, for sharing that insight. If you see, you will find like a job post and you are coerced to pay, always go around to do some audits, because why should you pay for a job? You should be paid for working. And if there is anything that you need to pay, then you can make arrangements and see on how they can be deducted from your salary. But which should not, it's not a common thing. Jobs applications, job hiring process should be free. If somebody posting that you need actually to pay, that is always a flag and you need to take care of that. But most of the time I tell people, run away. Great. So let's move on and look at how you can understand job posts. Great. Now, look at this particular job and be able to interpret the job description. Look at the job post and be able to interpret the job descriptions. So this is a sales executive at the Workspace Center Limited, Lagos in Nigeria, posted date 2020, that was in March 19th. The Workspace Center Limited, they are recruiting to fill the position of sales executive in Lagos, Island, Lagos. So job summaries, market the various loan product for company and also evaluate and recommend approval for loan credits. So that is just the job opening, what to look at it, and also look at the responsibility of this particular person. And this is how the job description often reference a combination of skills and strengths. So we look at this sectors that we have highlighted. You go through it and identify things that are needed. The position is of sales executive, place is in Lagos. What exactly will I be doing? Okay, market the various loan products of the company and also evaluate and recommend approval for credit and loan applications. Responsibilities are there. Okay, you can find that we can highlight the green ones, that things that I've been able to do, and then identify prospect and build relationships, obtain and compile companies, loan applicant credit history. So this is a typical a nature of a job posting online, and you need to also go through it, just like this case, you highlight the pregnant points and also be able to pick the skill set that is required. So make sure you read the job description. Make sure you apply to a role that suits you. Being in a role that suits you, or your experience or passion could result in making you feel fulfilled. But if you are in a job that does not suit you, as a person, you might feel like, Mama, I need to quit tomorrow. I'm looking for another job. So you are working while like busy looking for another job. So my question for us, right? This is Kwame. Kwame is 25 years of age, Lagos. Is a sales associate. So the description is looking for sales executive experience in marketing. Kwame, he has a qualification in marketing. He can speak and write two languages, meaning he can communicate well. He has technical skills such as Microsoft Office. So a quick question for us. Do you think Kwame best fit the job description that we had looked in the previous slides? Feel free to share with us if you feel this is a proper candidate, a prospect candidate for that particular job post. So share with us at the chat box so we may be able to have a look at it. So, all right, I will be waiting for your thoughts. So keep them coming. Great. Now, according to a 2019 statistical study, 52% of global internet traffic comes from mobile searches. So we are using mobile now more than ever to browse the internet. Let's talk about managing your data and your mobile storage, because going online means using data. So, what do you need to go? I want to introduce to you an app called Google Go. So, Google Go is an app that is available for most mobile devices. They come pre-installed, but you can always install it from Play Store or App Store. So, Google Go is a great way to conduct your mobile searches. It is fast and easy. Everything you need in one app and easily accessible. This includes your drive, your download, YouTube, and even your social media icons. It has optimized. It has been optimized to save up to 40% of your data. So you can easily switch between languages when using it too. It is a great tool to help you overcome bandwidth and tech internet issues. So let's move forward and see what to expect while using Google Go. So let's go through some of the screen samples that you'll see. You will see the home screen as the easy tappable icons to discover different features. Images and GIFs search is easy with tappable categories. And then you can even have the text read out to you by Google. And many more. or you can access your favorite app and sites, switch to Swahili or other languages at a time, and even a voice search works for Kenya, Nigeria, and South Africa. English accent has been included if you don't feel like typing. So you can speak to Google Go and it picks up your wordings and move forward to do the search for you. Have you ever used Google Go? If not, please feel free to take a look at it and see have an experience that we can share with us later as we proceed with learning. And if you have ever used it, you can also share your experiences with us. For now, I want to stop for a while to check if you have any questions and or thoughts that have come up to be able to interact with them. All right. All right. I can see Krishna Adesh is unable to clearly see my screen. So great. Sorry about that one. All right. Sorry about that one. Let me try maybe to let's confirm now from other people. Are you able to see my screen? Are you able to see my screen? Krishna, the challenge. Always try to check on your connections because YouTube sometimes may render you the quality of videos depending on your connection. So try to consider if you have a better connections. And any other person, if you are experiencing the same challenge, let's know so that we'll see on how we can improve on this. Okay. Ann Kalundu says, Akosawa. Thanks, Ann Kalundu, for confirming. Okay, okay. Susan Kalemba says he fits. Yes, exactly. Kwame fits that job post. So that is how you can actually analyze a job post and look at your profile as a candidate so that when you are making an application, you know you are making a tangible application. You are making a very tangible application, an application that you have an authority that you said, okay, if they don't call me for an interview, then they will be missing on me. If they call me, then they are lucky. They will be hiring a skills person. Yeah. So that is the strength and the attitude you need to have while actually applying for these particular jobs. Yes, because you have the command, you have the skill set, you have everything that is required. So while doing your application, you do it the correct way. Then let people understand if they don't call you for an interview, then they have missed on some things, and they will maybe have a challenge with that because they are missing out on some of your skills. So thanks, Guy, for bringing up your comments, questions, and reactions. That was great having to learn from us. So it has been like 1 hour, almost 1 hour sharing this. My question is, what exactly going to be our next steps after this particular session? What are you going to do as a person next? Today's is just the beginning. So what one thing will you do or change following this particular session? So what are you going to implement first? Feel free to share your thoughts at the chat box and we'll be able to go through them and we'll be able to learn together with you and be able to get to learn of your reactions. What are going to be some of your next steps? What exactly are you going to do next after this particular session? And any other thing that you could do. This particular video will be online for the next 24 hours. That you will be always available to come and have a look at it and be able to learn. But again, as a person, you might decide to go online and learn more and get more skills. And you can, for free, from the link that we have just shared, the Grow with Google digital platform. There you can always learn and get more skills online, get connections, get skills, and the right skills that you need from job search online and many other more. And you can we can feel free to give us your feedbacks. We will wish to hear from you some of your reactions about this particular session, so feel free to give us your feedback. And also you can follow us on our social media platforms. We are social, so we would wish to get to hear from you, learn from you. And we are social. We do always paste our and our events on our social media platforms. So our moderator Evans is going to share some of this our links for social media. So we are social. We do post our updates. We do post our upcoming events on our social media. So feel free to follow us on our social media so that you get updates. And remember again, for everybody who came to this particular session, we shall be giving you a certificate of attendance. But we are coming back next at 8:30 for more details. So feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can get some updates. You can get a notification when we come live. I was your moderator of today. Coming live from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Our moderator was Evans Rabare, ensuring that we get the very best out of this particular session, and also being able to interact with you. I want just to say thank you so much for coming. The earliest bird today was Susan Karemba. Thanks, Susan, for joining us from Gang. Thanks, Anne, for coming up. And I believe you are going to become a top journalist. You are going to use this skill set and be able to search for jobs in journalism and be able to achieve your goals. Thanks so much, people. Philemon Oyoze from Nigeria, thanks for joining us today. So I want to say it was great time to have you. Have a nice morning, and we will be coming live at 8:30. So feel free to come back and join us, even as we discuss. Until we meet then, for now, say bye.